A lot can happen in 70 years here at KTIV, and on this Valentine's Day, we'd like to share some stories of love. Stories that might not have happened if not for their meeting right here on Signal Hill. Former KTIV reporter Melissa Lanzarakis has returned for a look at how it all began for her and a few others.
Kristen Johnson started at KTIV in 2003 as a news producer. That's when she met Master Control operator Josh Woolridge.
Weeks later, he asked me if I wanted to go see the Musketeers play hockey. And I said, oh, who else is going?
And I said, nobody.
The pair were engaged on the ice at the Tyson Event Center and married at Disney World. Josh landed a job with ESPN in Connecticut, and that's where the couple lives now with their kiddos.
Fairy tale came true, and it wouldn't have if we hadn't met at KTIV.
You may recognize Tia Heidebright and Dave Winslow as the faces behind Jackson Street Brewing, but they met on Signal Hill back in 2005.
I was going to train you on how to use the camera, and she knew more about using the camera than I did.
Dave worked the morning shift and Tia the day or night shift as chief photographer.
Yeah, I always wanted to go to bed by 8 or 9 o'clock. That was a problem the first couple of years.
The opposite schedules must attract because a few years later, Dave proposed at Glacier National Park. The couple married the next year. Since then, they introduced 2 new little brewers to their family business.
So do you guys like the beer business better than the news business?
Depends on the day.
Well, it's my turn now. We're here to surprise my husband, Al Jones, at KTIV to see if he remembers the day we first met here.
June of 2002, when I first met Melissa. Bridget brought you in to introduce the new intern.
Yes.
Ooh.
You were like, hey, who's this young intern that I'm gonna hit on?
No.
Been that long.
My good side is on this side.
Such a diva.
Thanks to our coworkers at KTIV, we started dating, and 6 years later, we were married.
Had you not come to work here or intern here, that, you know, we never would have met. Thanks for gainfully employing me all these years.
Yeah, for like 100 years.
39 years.
Matt and Bridget Breen met at KTIV back in 1996.
So I reached my hand out and said, hi, I'm Matt Breen, I'm the new reporter. And she responded with, you're sitting in my chair.
A match was made and Matt proposed on Valentine's Day 25 years ago.
I thought he was cooking lasagna for me. No, he had me on a scavenger hunt.
The pair married in 2000. 2 of their 3 children have also worked at KTIV.
Not surprising to me as the mom who was the news director while they were growing up.
Working together for 28 years, Matt and Bridget have proven love and work can coexist.
We don't talk about work at home. We don't talk about home at work.
And that's how it's done when you find love on Signal Hill. Melissa Lanzarakis, KTIV News 4.
And if you'd like to hear more about love from our couples, you're in luck. We have extended interviews with each of them. Just go to the story right now, ktiv.com.